everyone, and welcome to Tarot for Kindness. It's me, Madam Pamita, and my companion, Miss Kelly. We are going to be doing, I'm going to be doing tarot readings. Miss Kelly's going to be doing astrological advice, all for you. We're doing this. Why? Because you see that Ukrainian flag in the background. We're doing this to help seniors in Ukraine who are suffering during the full-scale invasion. We partner with Subotin Harbor. Subotin Harbor buys food for seniors who are starving and brings them this lovely, healthy 2 weeks worth of groceries so that they have some food to sustain them during this horrible, horrific time. Really, really, I mean, it's unimaginable. If you're not following the news, you're not seeing it. It's not,
It's rough right now.
yeah, I mean, the whole war has been rough. It's the same
Yeah.
old story. It's civilians and civilian buildings and being targeted, children, old
They're
people.
under a huge
Yeah.
drone attack right now.
Yeah. It's just beyond. So we're trying to, alleviate some of that with humanitarian aid, and this is the way we can do it. And we're so grateful to be able to do it. So what we do here is we do a tarot reading for you. You can have a 1-card reading, 2-card, 3-card, 5-card. You get to pick the number of cards. It's $10 per card. 100% of the proceeds go to feed seniors in Ukraine. We have a good time doing a reading for you. You don't even have to have a question. You could just say, what's my week ahead? We have a lot of people who just get a weekly check-in and they look at the week ahead. So you can do that. If you have a question about something, we're happy to do that too. So maybe you want to know what someone thinks about you, or maybe you want to know how something is going to turn out, or what will help bring success to a project or something that you're working on. It could be anything. What's a good question, Miss Kelly, that they could ask?
Oh, my favorite question is, what's the universe inviting me to pay attention to?
Oh, what a good question. Yeah,
What do
you
you
could
need
ask.
to pay attention to? What's going on this week? What do I need to pay attention to?
Yeah, what do I need to know? What do I need to prepare for?
Yeah.
What opportunities are out there for me? I mean, these are all
Exactly.
great
Yeah.
questions. But you could ask any kind of question. You could ask, how am I going to do on the test I'm taking? Or how do I get I want a new job. What strategy do I need to employ? I mean, we could just talk about career. You don't even have to have a specific question. Maybe you just say, I want to know about career or health or money or finances. You can ask any of that. So all you need to do is to do this is to make your donation on Venmo, PayPal, or Super Chat. At the top of the comments, in the description now, I think. In the description, you'll be able to find those links to the Venmo and the PayPal. And the Super Chat is, okay, now I'm going to hear from, oh, good. Okay, we've got Adrija. Thank you so much, Adrija. You can make those donations on PayPal or on Venmo or Super Chat. Super Chat is a little button down below on YouTube where you can make a donation. It's like you're quote unquote tipping us, but the tip isn't going to us. The tip is going to feed these seniors in Ukraine. 100% of the donations, we don't take money. In fact, we put in money. I put in the money that's the difference between what you paid and what Venmo takes out or PayPal takes out or Super Chat takes out. Do you know Super Chat takes out 30% of what? It's a big chunk, but I put it back in. So, because I'm grateful for you guys, and I want you to know that everything you are donating is getting sent to the seniors in Ukraine. So I do my part too. Plus, I make a donation every month every week, and I also do the readings. So yes, so we've got Adrija and we've got Devon. Thank you so much. If you'd like to get in there, go ahead and make your donation on PayPal or Venmo or Super Chat, and we'll add you to the list too. So let's start with Adrija. Adrija's doing a 1-card reading, and Love Witch will put that question up there, I think. Hopefully. I'll shuffle while we're waiting. What's happening?
It says, how's her week going to be?
What? Oh, she said, oh, you're reading it.
Yeah. It says, how's my week going to be? That's what Adrija said.
How's my week going to be? All right, let's get that up there. Can we get them up there? Let's see. I don't know how to work this. This is not, oh, here we go. Here we go, chat. Oh my God. Of course, my buttons aren't working on my computer. What the heck? Computer? Oh my God. All right, whatever. I wonder why I can't get that going. Is the love witch still here?
Yeah. What are you trying
Oh
to
my God.
do?
I'm trying to put her thing up, her question up on the
It's
board.
going, I can see it going across
Mine
the
says
screen.
$10 per card on PayPal.
Oh, I don't know why yours. Well, I see. Hi, pay $10. How's my week going to be?
That's weird. Let me log off and log back in again because I don't want to. Or maybe oh my God. I can't. I can't. It won't. My computer's doing weird
I can
things.
see all the things. There's all sorts of questions coming up on the side too.
Okay. That's so weird. Okay. Why won't it? Can I pop out and come back in again? Or will it? It's Mercury retrograde. It's
Not
happening.
even started yet.
I
It's the
know.
shadows.
I'm telling the shadow is working its magic on me in such a big way because I can tell you this. Um, my headphones all of a sudden stopped working in my phone. It's
Oh
not
wow.
the headphones. It's no headphones will work in my phone now.
Oh
And
when
everything I read is like not giving me the solution. I'm like, how do I fix this? Nothing that they give me works. I don't know what's
did you
happening.
like disable your headphone, disconnect them totally from your phone?
I don't, they're just a plug-in one. They're plug-in, they're not Bluetooth.
Huh.
Okay, let's see if I can leave and come back. I don't know if I can. Can I? I don't want. Oh my God. I think I can't leave because
Oh, you'll get rid of all of us.
I think it'll
You're
shut
the
this thing
main.
down.
You're the main person.
Oh my God. Let's see. Let's just see what happens. I'm gonna shut the window down and we'll see what happens. Okay, guys. If we disappear, it means we're gonna come right back on and we'll come, but I'm just gonna like shut
Okay.
down the window and see if it works. Okay.
No, I can't hear you. Oh, hi. I'm still here. Is everybody else still there? Wow. It says we're live and we're still, the time's still ticking. I can see all the things coming up on the side. I can see messages from Love Witch too. Yep. Great. Okay, I'll do the astrology. I'll do Adrija's astrology while we're waiting. Okay, so speaking of Mercury retrograde, let's look at where. Hi, we're doing Adrija's astrology right now.
Okay, but okay, you were here the whole time and I went
Yep.
away. Okay,
Yep.
great. Okay, now it says, hi, I paid $10. How was my week gonna be? Okay, I fixed it.
Everybody's here. We were all here.
Okay, I'm glad. I'm glad. All right. I'm glad I got to like dip out and fix that. Reset. Have a reset. Okay. Do you want to do your astrology part?
Yeah, I'm
Finish it
gonna
up
do it
and
right now. So we're
yeah.
talking Mercury retrograde, which goes. Let's see, what's today's date? Happens on the 19th, so that's like in the next week. So Mercury in Adrija's chart sits down low in the area of the home, and or that's where it is. That's where it's visiting. It's transiting down there. So it's going through the area of the home, and then it's going to go backwards into the area of neighborhood, brothers and sisters, how you communicate, all that stuff. So those are the two things that are going to be highlighted while Mercury is retrograde. The other thing Mercury's going to do, it's going to cross, or you have a Leo moon, Leo and your Leo Jupiter moon, so it's going to go over that. So you're really going to feel that Mercury retrograde. So when Mercury's talking to your moon, it's about communicating your emotions and being able to express yourself well. So I would really encourage you to journal all the thoughts, write all the stuff down, all any kind of chaotic stuff that might be going on emotionally, to kind of to find a way to express that in a way that makes sense to you. So it might mean that you just get out of the house and go for a walk and walk in your neighborhood, because Mercury's kind of asking you to do that. Or talk to trusted friends, talk to people who, if you've got siblings that you're close to, or people who are those figures in your life, really communicate those things with them, whatever's all the things you're feeling, because Mercury's talking about all that with you. So pay attention to that. That's you're going to be feeling that, or just not just this week. You'll be feeling it over the next month. Really.
You know, it's so interesting about that is like I love the part about Mercury retrograde, like all these annoying things happen, which is I couldn't
Mm-hmm.
see nothing was happening in the chat, by the way, love, which I couldn't see any of your posts. Nothing was moving on my screen. It was like frozen, but we weren't frozen, right? So I couldn't click on anything or anything. But when we are like in all of that stuff, it can be, it's annoying, but it's fixable, right? But I think about Mercury, if we want to tap into that energy of like the reflective part,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So when you're saying like go into this heart, like deal with your emotions because of the moon, it's like reflecting on what happened and processing those emotions could be so good during this Mercury
Well,
retrograde.
yeah,
That's
and
what Mercury, not
that's what
something.
a retrograde asks us to do, especially Mercury. And I always say Mercury's the one god, as Hermes, the only god that could travel from Olympus to Earth and down into the underworld, and is the only one allowed to do that, right? And so it's really Mercury really is that messenger that says, "Ooh." I always say when he's going retrograde, he's really asking us to go down, maybe go down into the underworld a little bit and excavate and what's going on down there, right? What am I
Yeah.
really feeling? And for Adrija, that's your emotions, and the way your chart is set up, that for you, I mean, all that stuff kind of sits there down low all the time, anyways. For you, you feel that if you feel it really big, and so this is your moment, right? Mercury goes retrograde 3 times a year. It's a normal thing. It's a normal pattern that Mercury makes. So right now, this year and in this moment, you're really being asked to highlight that. He's going to be down there saying, hey girl, what's going on? What do we need to work on?" Right? So journaling that stuff, talking to people, talking to trusted friends, finding ways to express that in a healthy way. It's really you're gonna feel really good by the end of that Mercury retrograde.
Yeah.
Might not be really fun while it's happening. Sometimes it's like, oh my god, but yeah,
It's about processing and moving. And
yeah,
she's
the
a writer,
invitation.
so writing is like her natural.
Oh, good. I love that. So you're like, oh, right on track with that. Yes.
Yeah,
Gonna
writing.
be it lasts about 3 weeks. Every retrograde, Mercury retrograde lasts about 3 weeks. But we feel, I could see she asked that question of,
Mhm.
we feel a lot of people call it the shadow. So that's the path it's already crossing before it goes retrograde. It crosses, it kind of journeys down. So it's going to go retrograde in Leo. So all the points in Leo that it's going to be retrograde in, it's already crossed that. So that's where we feel that leading up to it. And then it goes retrograde. And then when it goes, it's called going direct, then it crosses back over that again. So that's what a lot of astrologers refer to that. Oh, we're in the shadow phase of that. But the intense part is during the retrograde. And again, not everybody's going to feel it. Not every retrograde feel is crazy for everybody, right? But if it hits something in your chart, so it's going to be talking to a really important point in Adrija's chart. So Adrija's probably going to really feel that.
But when
But not everybody's going to feel it. Like sometimes it just kind of goes through, doesn't
yeah,
really talk to any of your planets. And you're like, why is everybody freaking out?
yeah,
But
yeah.
for Pam, it's sitting in your 12th house right now, Pam. So it's
Oh my
your
gosh.
ascendant is Leo. So it's either it's sitting in your 12th house or getting ready to cross your ascendant, could be going back and forth over that. So it's like, oh my gosh, everything I touch seems to not work, right?
But I just take it in stride. I figure, okay, you just gotta
Yeah.
roll with it and don't start like tons of new things. Just keep going
Yeah.
back and fixing old things is a good thing to do. And
Yeah, if you don't have to. The
yeah,
astrologer Michael Luton, he was one of my favorite astrologers. He used to say, life is gonna life. You're gonna have things. Sometimes you're gonna have to sign a contract, or things are gonna happen that astrologers would say, "Oh, don't do that," and you'd say it's gonna happen. So read the fine print, do the things.
yeah,
Don't let your life stop. Just I would say breathe. Mercury rules the lungs. Breathe. Do your best to just stay centered and lean into that.
yeah, yeah. So it's about utilizing that energy and like how do we utilize that energy during that time
Yeah.
and just get um, you know, go with that flow of where it's wanting to go. And what it's wanting to do is for you to kind of finally do that final cleanup on something can
Oh,
often,
just thinking about buying a car. This
yeah.
is the moment to do all the research, to take it for, so it's going to be going through your fourth, and then it's going to go back into your third house a little bit, doing the research, going for a test drive, because the third house is the neighborhood, is where you live, the neighborhood you live in. So going for a test drive, trying them all out, like genuinely just kind of going online and doing all the research. Perfect thing for Mercury retrograde.
Mhm,
Then
mhm.
when it goes direct,
Make
ooh,
the
okay, now
purchase.
make the purchase. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you can genuinely wait, like till after, wait that month, stick it out. I would counsel to do that. You don't have to. I mean, you could read all the fine print, but it's a
You have
car,
to go.
right? A car is very Mercury. I would genuinely wait till it turned
Yeah.
direct if I
Yeah.
could, right?
For
Unless
sure.
you're like dying, everything's falling apart, and you have to.
I
But
think
going for test drives and seeing what color looks good on you, and going to the dealership and seeing what kind of good deals you can make, and going online and learning all the stuff is so perfect for it.
yeah, I would just say you gotta be prepared if you're doing a test drive, they're gonna really pressure you to buy, they're gonna make all
Yeah.
these offers and everything like that, so you have to be really determined, not don't bring your checkbook, don't bring your anything, that you're gonna except
Yes.
for your driver's license, right?
Yes. And then be woo woo on them. My astrologer counseled me not to buy a car for a month.
Yeah.
I'm sure they hear that all the time. I'm sure they hear that kind of stuff, like, okay, I'll be here waiting for you.
Yeah, exactly,
I
exactly.
would say that. I'd be like, oh no, I've been
It's
counseled not to.
research, anything with is great for this time,
Yes.
right?
Perfect.
You're
Perfect.
digging in and you're learning all about it and what didn't work on your old car. But if you're desperate for a car, just rent a car. Then you have
Mm,
no obligation, right? So if that
yeah.
car is clunky and breaks down during Mercury
Yeah.
retrograde, that rental car, they'll give you another rental car. You won't have
Yeah,
to worry.
for sure.
Yeah. So, all right. So here's what I have. The card for you is the Eight of Cups, and Eight of Cups is this amazing card of going out and venturing out. So I do think that this week it's like when the part of what the 8 of cups is like I want 9 cups. So there's 1 cup missing and I have to go out and get it. I have to go venture out. I have to journey out. So I do think this, even though we think of that, usually I think of the 8 of cups as being like oh, I'm going to venture out into new territory. It can also be venturing back into that old territory, right? To go back and retrieve what you left behind.
Hmm.
Never thought of it that way, actually. So, like, I think about like your experience, Adrija, like having that relationship that just never really gelled as you would had wanted it to gel. And I feel like you can almost revisit that, not by revisiting the person, but revisiting the experience to claim the gift of that relationship. I'm going to say that, which sounds like what? But when we have a challenging experience of any sort, we can always look for the gift. What is the gift of that experience? And I think that gives us closure too. When we've had a hard experience, when we've had a difficult experience, we can say, well, it wasn't for nothing. It wasn't just to make me suffer. There was a meaning or a purpose or a lesson or a gift of some kind in this. So what is the gift? And when you retrieve that holy grail of the gift of what you experienced, then you will be ready to move forward. Then you'll feel a contentment. Then you'll feel a closure on that situation, right? Think about like, in your life and reflecting, going back and using that Mercury energy to reflect on something. What did I gain out of that hard experience? Challenging experience? What did I gain and what is the gift? That's I feel like the ninth cup that's missing.
Hmm.
That's what you need to go back and retrieve something, right? Yeah. So, all right, great. Well, thank you so much. All right. Um, next is Devon. Devon's a regular. Devon, I still have you on my calendar. I have to so many things this week was so crazy. So crazy. I'm so behind on so many of my to-do list things. Um, Here for the usual, feeding a full granny via PayPal. I'm gonna, Devon, I'm gonna do right after Tarot for Kindness. I'm gonna send you an email, and we're gonna meet up this week. I just had no time this week. It was a crazy week, but we'll have some time to do that for sure. All right. Let's see what this week is going to be like. If you haven't gotten a astrological reading with Miss Kelly before and she doesn't have your information, put down your birth date. What else do you need? Just their birth date?
Your birthday, day, time, or not time, day, birthday. If you know all your info and you want to put it out there, you can. You don't have to reveal all your stuff. I
Yeah.
can just look up your birthday.
Yeah, birth date is fine. Or if you're big 3, right? Like what's your...
Yeah, or if you know your big 3, that's great. I'll just kind of give you a general riff on that. We can do that.
Yeah. All that can work. Okay. Devon, this is a great week. Actually, this week, there's maybe we will have a conversation this week because we have 4 cups, which is unexpected, or something coming from a different angle that is going to be an offering of some kind. It's going to be magical offering of some kind. Not that I'm saying a conversation with me is a magical offering, but I feel like there's some opportunities this week that are going to present themselves to you. That are going to be very fulfilling and more fulfilling than what's right in front of your face. So I feel like you want to be open, like kind of open to like what the universe wants to deliver to you, including interesting opportunities, interesting gifts, interesting things that are unexpected, things that you didn't really know that it was going to happen or didn't really see it coming, but that's going to happen for you this week. Really, really wonderful opportunities. We also have 4 of Swords, which is saying this week is a great week for you to go within, do some visioning work. Like, I think such a great practice for you this week would be to do gratitude intentions. If you could just spend this week every day, write down what you want to bring into your life, but write it as if it's already happening now. That's like forward loading your manifestations, right? You're writing about these things as if they're happening now. It's such a very simple practice, but such a powerful practice. Working with a gratitude journal. I go back through my old gratitude journals, and it's part of it. What's wild is going to see like what I really wanted, what my intentions were, and how they manifested. Now that they've manifested, it's like they're kind of no big deal. But I remember wanting those things, right? Desiring these things, and then manifesting those things. And that's always a phenomenal experience because you don't remember when you wanted something. This is human nature. We don't think about when we wanted something. We think about like the next thing we want, right? So maybe there was a time that you really wanted that job and then you got the job, right? Or you really wanted that friendship or that person in your life or that apartment or that house or whatever, these things that we desire, that we want in our life at one time were just dreams and desires. And then they became manifested, right? Manifestations. So I think a gratitude intentions list is always a really magical thing to do because it's kind of setting the course for where you want things to go. So to dream, daydream, think about the future in those positive visionary ways, or to write down things in a visionary way, very, very powerful thing to do. And that really has this energy of 4 of Swords, which is to reflect, go within, and then project what you want. That's what 4 of Swords is all about. It's also a good week for doing things that make you happy. Honestly, 9 of Pentacles is a card about pleasure and enjoyment, stopping to smell the roses, having fun, doing things that delight you, that maybe it's hobbies, maybe it's being with certain people, but really to get pleasure and to really ground yourself in pleasure is the message of 9 of Pentacles. It's a beautiful card of abundance. It's a card of like feeling like your feet are on the ground and things are solid and great. Card of great health. I mean, it's it's a good one. It's a good one. But here we have our fourth card for the week, the sun card, joy and happiness. Get out under the sun, be out in nature. If it's not too hot and sticky, um, try to see like this is a card of optimism, health, good news, happiness, carefree energy. I think this and this really are going together as like a message for you about what you can do this week, which is to kind of just find playful, engaging, fun, happy, carefree things. Bring some carefree energy into your life. And that can mean putting on some music and dancing around like nobody's watching because nobody is watching because you're in your house, or going out into the world, or doing a craft, or just singing a song, or when you got your car windows rolled up, you blast the music real loud, sing. I mean, get that carefree energy amped up this week. It's going to be so good for you. Really, I think it gives you it's like wind in your sails to make your other things go forward. So try and make that energy happen for yourself. Not wait for it to happen, but make it happen for yourself. All right, that's what I got.
I like all that because in this very moment, the planet Venus is sitting there right next to your sun, exactly conjunct your sun, which is very much all of that. It's lovely. It's yes, finding joy. You're really being asked to experience and express joy. Lots of self love, self care. Like do the things, and Mercury. I love it when it things kind of rhyme when I'm doing charts for everybody. Mercury's going to be sitting in your third house of neighborhoods and environment too. So over the next month, Mercury's going to be kind of going back and forth in that arena. So just being aware of your surroundings might be a great time to even do like community work within your immediate community and environment. Maybe you do gardening around your house, all that little stuff. Even this is just coming to me, even working with the Fae, if that's something you're into. Mercury's flitting around, and that third house is great energy for that. And it's also sextile your ascendant. So sextiles are about opportunities. So I love that your tarot poles are about, oh, you have all this opportunity, things to do. So you got Mercury and Venus really working well with your chart this week and over the next month. That's nice.
I mean, I will recommend making, if you have, whether you have like a patio that you can have some plants on, or you have a full on garden. I
Yeah.
was really interesting because before you said neighborhood, and then you said something. I'm like, oh, how about gardening in the front yard, which is beautifying the neighborhood?
Yes, exactly. I love it. Yeah.
That's like such a great thing to do. And it could be like your front porch, or it could be a balcony, or it could be a window, like a window box. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
have to be. And here's the thing, here's the trick. You don't have to be a gardener. Like if you're a person that's like, I've never gardened before, go like I'm thinking like the simplest thing you can do. Get a window box, or get some, terracotta pots that you can put on a windowsill. Get plants that are already blossoming, the flowers that are already blooming. You don't have to grow things from seed. You can grow them from plants that are already there. So, like, create your beautiful living bouquet in your window box or in your terracotta pots with these plants that are already ready to go. And then it's like, makes it like instant gratification on that beauty. Then invite the nature spirits, invite the fairies, invite those nature spirits. I think that's so perfect for Devon, because I think of her as a little fairy, all that Gemini energy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think you can do that by putting little crystals in your pots, or putting little lights. I have gone bonkers bananas making my garden. Like, I used to have a little corner that was a fairy garden. Now I'm turning the whole backyard into a fairy garden. I've got
I
solar
love it.
lights everywhere, these solar lights that light up, and little mushrooms and all kinds of things. I've made it this
That's
completely
so cute.
over the top fairy garden with lots of little solar lights that just light up and make it feel magical day or night. So I think, it's like, try to get creative with that. You can even do like such a beautiful thing, which is to put little figurines. You can find little figurines or crystals or things that are enticing to invite the fae folk to
Yeah.
bless your plants. So, and bless your house and bless you, because it's really an offering for them. Like my whole
Yeah.
backyard is an offering, right? So you can make those potted plants or whatever it is that you have and make that an offering. So I love that. So yeah, such a pretty thing to do. It's perfect for Nine of Pentacles, by the way. She's out in the garden. I
Oh,
mean,
huh. That's so true.
yeah.
Or you could even like hang like a prism in your window so you get all the.
Yes, 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 absolutely. I mean, I don't think we have to coach Devon for how to attract fairies. Do your magic, you know what to
Uh-huh.
do. Um, uh, okay, so here we go. Seasick Music is next, then Jessica, then Kudrat. If you'd like to get a reading, all you have to do is make a donation on Venmo, PayPal, or Super Chat. Come back on here, let us know where you donated, how much you donated, what your question is, and your birthday information so that we can do the astrological part of it. Okay, so yeah, excellent. All right. Seasick Music. All right. Can I get guidance on my love life? What do I need to know about B and me? Thank you, Gemini Sun, Sag Moon, Virgo Rising. Got a little bit of everything. All right, let's see. Oh, this is interesting. I know we talked about B last week. I think we had a reading about B. Um, and there's always kind of like it's not quite moving forward. It's like I think that's the energy we saw last week. And I have a card that can give a little explanation for that. So Four of Pentacles is a card about clinging to something or holding on to something or sometimes being closed off. I almost think of Four of Pentacles as kind of being a little bit like a tortoise in its shell, right? Like a little desert tortoise that pulls all its head and its arms in its shell, protective, right? But also closed off. There's a closed off energy to that. So I feel like there's something in this dynamic between the two of you where there may be a possessiveness or there may be an energy of like fear. Really, I mean, if we think about what the tortoise pulling your legs and your head in, it's because you're afraid, right? So one or the both of you is kind of being like the turtle in the shell, which is then creating a kind of dynamic where there's like, I need to possess or I need to own or control or hold on. So it might be holding on to your own autonomy or holding on to the other person, but there's this reactive nature to it. So the Four of Pentacles reminds us that all is well and that you are safe and that all your resources, everything is taken care of. The stability in this relationship is taken care of. So I would, whatever is going on right now that is feeling like that tight turtle tortoise energy, to just go, I don't need to feel that way. I don't need to tap into that fear. I can get out of fear in this relationship myself, and that will have a beneficial effect on the other person too. To get out of worry and fear and anxiety and that tortoise energy, I think would be so, so good. You don't need to hang on. You don't need to fear the future. You don't need to fear the future with this person. Just take a deep breath and go, all is well. All is well in this relationship. I would put that spell on it. I mean, what we say about something is putting a spell on something. When we say all is well, if we keep saying all is well as that affirmation about our relationship, it will improve the relationship. Let's just say improve it as much as it can be improved. So yeah.
Like
Well, it's stable. All's good. You don't need to fear.
I like that. I think that's great advice, especially for Gemini Sun, Virgo Rising. That's doubly ruled by Mercury. Mercury is expressing, right? Expresses magic into the world. It's really lovely. Right now, Venus is sitting in Gemini and Mars is sitting in Virgo. So there's it's forming like a building block, like this square, and it can feel really challenging. Those two energies. That's like the love impulse and the creative life, sexual impulse. So you're really being challenged with that right now. And Mars is that Venus feels good on the sun, but Mars going over the ascendant can make you feel like, on the one hand, can make you feel like you want to conquer the world. But if it hasn't crossed that yet and it's kind of sitting in what we call the 12th house, sitting back there, that can feel a little unnerving. It could, they could be bringing up all the things that you're worried about and all the things that you have secret fears over. So addressing that, I think, would be really important. And so you could lean into, again, that Mercury thing, Mercury retrograde. I'll just talk about this all night because Mercury retrograde, it's going to be kind of going back and forth between the area of big community, and then that it's going to be entering into that same arena, that 12th house, over the next few weeks. And that's a really great opportunity to just address that. Address what are my secret fears. In Virgo energy, no matter where that is, especially if it's in your big three, Virgo energy carries loads of anxiety. It just does, right? Because Virgo is really tapped in. It's really organic, and it's an earth sign, but it's really tapped into how things are balanced out, how things are organically functioning, right? And if things are not working right, Virgo picks up on that, and it gets all this anxiety, and it carries it around. And right, we're living in a world that's really out of control right now. So anybody that's got like Virgo, heavy Virgo in their chart is probably carrying that. And then you carry your own worries on top of it. So I just want to, like, come give you a big hug. I get it. I have a Virgo moon. It's like, so you just like doing all that Mercury work works for Virgo. It just does. So work that for your Virgo rising and your Gemini sun. Like, journal, talk to people, do the things, addressing all of that, all the things that are lurking sort of in the background, finding ways to address that. It's going to be really important and will help you and manifest in such a beautiful way. And everything that Pam was saying, like speaking and expressing positivity, that's tapping that Gemini and that Sagittarius moon. Oh my gosh. Sag moon needs that. Sag moon needs to express things in an optimistic, positive way. I tell everybody with that Sag energy, you have to express positivity in the world. That's what you're here for.
Yeah.
And so your emotional body is your moon. That's your Sagittarius. It's this emotional body, and you're here to that's how you center yourself, is finding ways to be positive. Even your Virgo rising is like, I don't want to do that, but your moon needs that. And I'm the flip of you. I've got a Sag rising and a Virgo moon, and so I really get this strange dichotomy that happens. But there's a part like I have to do that, or my Virgo moon just gets out of control. So finding ways to really center yourself and express optimism, all is well. I love that. Like making that your mantra. It will be really, really powerful for you.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Seasick Music. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Adrija. Thank you, Devon. We've got Jessica up next, then Kudrat, then Bruce. Bruce on behalf of CK. If you'd like to get a reading, you can too. All you have to do is make a donation on PayPal, Venmo, or Super Chat, and then come back here. Let us know where you donated, how much you donated, and what your question is, and birthday information, so that we can do that chart. So, Jessica, thank you so much, Jessica. I know I keep asking about housing, but it's big on our minds. Hub's got a promotion. We're considering if we should buy a house. What do the cards say, please? All right, let's see. All right. This is interesting. Yes, you should buy a house, but not jump too quickly into buying a house. It makes sense to me. I understand this. So the first one is like this Nine of Swords energy, which is anxiety, worry, and like I almost get the feeling of like we need to do this right now. Like there's this sort of urgency that's coming, that Nine of Swords can give this, like, but it's not coming from it's coming from an anxiety place of like urgency, like we have to do this right now, almost like a fear that if we don't do it right now, we'll miss out on something. Or if we don't do it right now, we won't have an opportunity again. And now we have an opportunity. And I want you to dial that back a little bit because it's coming from a place of anxiety, worry, and fear rather than coming from we see this perfect opportunity. Here's what I'm going to share with you that I have seen happen with clients before when they're buying houses. The mistake that you can make is to buy a house too soon. To buy a house too soon. The reason is because part of the shopping process is to understand when you see a good deal. You need to get experience shopping to know when a deal is good. All right. No house is going to say this house is 20% cheaper than all the other houses in the neighborhood. It's a really good deal. It's not going to say that in the listing, right? You're going to have a big house in that neighborhood. You're going to have a little house in the neighborhood. They're all going to be all different prices, and you won't know what the best deal is. So, my sense is because the second card is the temperance card, which is a card about waiting. It's not even waiting. It's not even waiting. It's like letting the stew marinate, letting the cake bake, taking your time and doing something and moving slowly toward that goal. With those two, that tells me that needs to happen. Where you do window shopping first, meaning don't feel the urgency because people will create false urgency for you, including a real estate agent. A real estate agent a real estate agent's goal, and by the way, I think you should watch the little segment from Freakonomics about real estate agents because it will be very eye-opening. A real estate agent, his or her job is to make sales as fast as possible. If they are spending X amount of time with you, each time they spend another day, hour, or minute with you, it's decreasing their payout at the end when you do buy something. So, for a real estate agent, they may guide you to buy something that isn't necessarily in your best interest because I mean, if they're representing you, but I'm talking about the seller's representation, they may try and pressure you to buy something. And I feel like that is a danger that you need to be aware of. And if you're coming in very green to house buying, you've never bought a house before, you don't know even if you have bought a house before, but you haven't bought a house in a particular neighborhood, and at a particular time, you don't know what a good deal is. So you have to do some shopping to get familiar with the landscape so that you know when something is right. It's a little too soon to know when something is right, and you don't want to be pressured to do something too quickly. I've seen people buy houses, like bought them on the spur of the moment, and they overpaid for that house. Or they bought it on the spur of the moment and they didn't know that the neighbor next door was going to be a problem, and now they're stuck with this crummy neighbor. So this is what you don't want to get into. And sometimes buying a house, they can really pressure you to like do something and make a decision quickly. But why are they pressuring you? It's in their self-interest as a real estate agent to make that sale and represent you, get you off their plate and get on to the next person, because the faster they get the next person on, the more money they make. But don't let that be the situation for you. Take your time. Just go to some open houses. Don't even get a real estate agent right now. Just go to open houses, see what things cost, see what you like and what you don't like. Get clear about your vision for what you'd like, and then take it slow. Here's what I will tell you. There's always another house for sale. Even if you see the first day you go out in an open house and you see the perfect house, don't be tempted to pull the trigger. It's too soon. I think about like, what about like, I don't know. What do you collect, Miss Kelly? Is there a collection of things that you have? Tell me one of your collections.
So many things, Pam.
Tell me.
Cats, kitty cats,
Okay. All right.
things,
I can take it
journals.
anywhere. I can take it anywhere, girl. Okay. So If you're adopting a cat, you might fall in love with that first cat and you might go, "Oh my gosh, that's the only cat. That's the
Mhm.
cat for me." But it behooves you to see what other cats are out there. Why? Because you might find one with a better personality. If you see the first cat that you see and
That's
you
a
go,
hard one, right? I only
"What?
have a cat. I collect other types of cats, figurines,
Okay.
cat
All right."
things. Yes. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine if I was collecting cats? Ugh, they'd be all over here. They'd
Cat
be
hoarder.
in. They'd
Cat
be in the video all the time.
hoarder. So so like, what you have to do is shop around. It's that
Mm.
shop around thing. So, like, if you're let's say you're a vintage clothing collector, right?
Ooh, that's a
Vintage
dangerous
clothing,
thing to
right?
collect.
Yeah, so vintage clothing. So, if you see a silk velvet dress and it's $100, how do you know if that's a good deal or not? You don't, because you have nothing to compare it to, right? So, the way we understand and the way we get informed about what a good deal is we get exposure. So this is telling you take it slow, and that's saying what you need to do is get over the anxiety of we have to do it right now and just start window shopping, start looking at homes, start going and spending time at open houses so that you get an idea what's out there and you see what the market is like and you see what a good deal is. And if you do that enough and educate yourself in that way, then you will be very wise when you make your decision. This is experience and it doesn't cost anything except for time going to open houses and having a vision of like we're starting the process now, but we're not going to buy for 6 or 9 months or a year. Like that almost needs to be in your head, not to feel the pressure to do it right this red hot minute. That's it, right? When you do that, look what happens. 10 of cups, happiness, joy, great result, happy result. If you take the time, you'll be happy with the home. You'll want to stay in the home. There's a stability to the 10 of cups. There's also this joyful energy in the traditional Rider Waite. It has a little house in the background. It's like you have your little family unit in this cozy little house, right? So, or cozy big house. I mean, I don't know, kind of promotion is going on, but the point is that you have that joy and happiness when you take the time of the temperance card, when you let things marinate, when you take your time and go step by step and educate yourself and do that. There's also this lovely King of Wands energy, which is empowered, passionate, creative, all those things. Health is great, vigor is great. So there's good things that happen with waiting, taking your time, educating yourself not only about the home buying process, which is part of this education, but the particular neighborhoods that you're looking at, the particular houses, what are the prices? Who are the good real estate agents? Who are the pushy real estate agents? I mean, that whole process, just like instead of like trying to rush that whole thing, it's just like, and have maybe the mindset that we're looking now, we're going to buy in a year. I think that is a great mindset to have because it already slows your roll a little bit toward that. And certainly during a retrograde would not be a great time to buy a house. So definitely not in the next 3 weeks, but I feel like it needs to go even further. That temperance card is like slow and steady wins the race. So, and don't be impulsive with a buy. Educate yourself, look at least 20 houses before you even start to consider buying. I mean, whatever parameters, whatever guardrails that we can put up so that you don't rush into something and make a hasty and expensive mistake. People buy things not knowing the value of them and they overpay. And then when you try and turn it around and sell it, you lose money. That would be a terrible thing to happen. So, yeah. I'm going to also make a personal opinion suggestion, by the way. This is just me. Avoid any place that has a homeowner association. It costs extra money. It is nothing but oppressive and telling you what to do. I don't know. I have such a rebellious streak. That just me. You know what I'm talking about? Like
Yeah,
condos and even houses and neighborhoods have homeowners association. You're letting a bunch of other people tell you what color you can paint your house, what you can
yeah.
plant in your garden. I mean, come on, it's your house. So if there's a homeowners association, run run the other way. That is my advice, just personally.
I feel you on that. I think that's really good advice. The astrology is very slow moving right now for both of you. Hubs is very similar. He and I have the same chart set up, so I know that he's got Saturn has been sitting down there and in the place of family and home and making. He probably really is yearning for that space, right? He really like it's time. Saturn comes along in that area and it feels like it's just time to do it. And so he could really be feeling that right now, and then he's got Mars crossing over his moon, so this urge, like this, I gotta go do all the things right now, could be happening too. So just bear with that. I would just lean into the slower moving Saturnian energy, and you've got like slow moving Pluto's kind of come along, starting to talk to Aquarius. So there's a lot of things that are happening that the universe is sort of pulling out for you and asking you guys to pay attention to, but it's asking you to do it in a slow way to really assess and make decisions that are going to be meaningful and meaningfully transformative for you, because that's for sure all Aquarians are. And you've got Aquarius, so all of that energy is really probably just feeling this very, very big, huge push and pull to do something that's extremely, extremely meaningful in life. And buying a home is one of those things.
Yeah.
Like setting down roots. So yeah, I would take your time. And when I kind of looked at what Saturn was doing, really it's about just went retrograde, and so it's going to be kind of going backwards, asking you to reassess all those Saturnian things. And house, the bones of the house, the structure, that's Saturn, right? It's the threshold you want to cross. So that's going to be going backwards for the next few months. And so I would just, like Pam said, take your time to do that, but a great time to go out and go look at what's going on. What neighborhood do you want to live in? What's going on with all those houses? Go check them all out. Go visit. Yeah.
I just think of those visits being, by the way, we've got such a unanimous anti-HOA.
In the chat, yes.
I know. Behind the scenes, Buchanan message and said the HOA was the bane of my existence in Tennessee. And Helen says, I agree with the condo HOA situation if I knew then what I know now, right? I feel like, especially
you
in
want to keep bees. Oh my gosh, Jessica wants to keep bees.
Like the more, like you definitely need to like have freedom to be able to do what you want. That's another thing, like you want to look into like the local, like look into what like this, if there is a mission that you have, which is I want to keep bees or I want to have livestock or I want to do something like that. You also need to see like the town or the place that you're looking at, does it allow that? And if it doesn't, and that's on your agenda, then that kind of maybe will make a decision for you. So I think all of this like reflective research, but like think about these, you don't want to wait a year and do nothing. It's like educate yourself during this year about what is out there, what the home buying process is about. And I think you can do that really without the interference of a real estate agent at this moment in time. Just go to open houses, and you don't need to have representation to go to an open house. You're just meeting the seller and the seller's real estate agent to kind of get a feeling, is this a good deal? But if it's the first place you look at, you have no idea if it's a good deal or not,
You might end up meeting a great real estate agent that way too.
Yeah, that's the other thing too, you can meet somebody, but it's like, I think of it as just like taking that like slow path, like that little mosey around where you're just looking at things and that's your goal. Also keep in mind, this is another thing that came to me when Miss Kelly was talking. Each month that you're not buying a house, you're adding to that savings for your down payment. So it's not as if you're not moving. You're actually building up something really good for that nice chunk of change for your down payment. And you're also exploring and looking for that perfect good deal that you want, so just take it slow. Take it slow. And I think having those guardrails of like, we're going to look at 20 houses before we even think about what we're going to bid on or what we would even buy. right? Something like that where you set yourself up to go slow. Or you say, we're going to look for a year before we even start seriously consider buying, like whatever it is, whether it's time or quantity or whatever, but set up that guardrail for yourself so that you're not tempted to impulsively buy a house. House should never be an impulse buy unless you're a bazillionaire and it doesn't matter, but that's not
Right.
so, right?
The other thing going on too for you, Jessica, is the planet Uranus just entered Gemini, and that's your ruling planet, and that's going to feel good. You're going to, when you do move and do that, it's probably going to be feel very liberating.
Yeah.
Feels like it forms a big trine, like that's easy moving energy. So it's trining your ascendant, your sun and moon, like that's going to feel good.
Yeah, yeah, it's so good. Thank you so much, Jessica. Thank you, you're regular. We're so grateful to our regulars. We're grateful to the people who pop in too, like Kudrat. Kudrat, we're so glad to see you. And Kudrat wants a 6-card reading for Bruno. This is about his cat, Bruno. I feel he wants to tell me something. I love that. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. All right, let's take a look and see. What is Bruno trying to tell you? What's going on with Bruno? Of course. Of course. Of course. It's sweet. I'm laughing. I'm laughing. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. He's in good shape. Nothing negative, nothing anything, but he does have a message for you. The very first card I pulled up was 2 of Cups. I almost get this with 2 of Cups. There's definitely like a love connection between the heart connection and that sense of like, he's like your little surrogate son, he's like your little boy, right? But I get this feeling like he wants more of you and wants more time with you and maybe even a little jealous or envious of you spending time with Feba. Because the 2 of Pentacles shows up right after the 2 of Cups. And 2 of Pentacles really represents this juggling act that you're doing with 2 cats, right? That you're spending attention on one and spending attention on the other. Now, I have a feeling that Kudrat, you are spending equal amounts of time with them, equal amounts of energy, equal amounts of love. These are your 2 kids, right? But Bruno feels like he needs more of you than Feba. He doesn't feel like he's getting as much. He could be absolutely wrong, but I'm telling you, his feelings is he wants more of you. He wants more of your attention. Is that making sense to you, Kelly? You laughing?
Yeah, because he gave me his cat's birth. And so his cat's a Scorpio sun with a conjunct Jupiter. So like that. So Jupiter will make everything, like whatever Jupiter touches, it makes it bigger and
What makes
expands
it
it.
bigger, of
So
course.
he's expanding like that Scorpio energy, which can be very possessive.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Which
for
it could be
sure.
like you're all mine, but super sweet too. And a cat, like a Scorpio cat, like like I wouldn't be surprised if he invades your dreams, if he's like when he's with you, like your mind, he wants to do
Yeah.
the mind meld with you.
There's
Um,
a possessiveness in that, but not in a bad way. It doesn't even feel, it feels just more like I want more. And I think that can be a very sweet energy too. Like if I
well, yeah,
said,
because cat astrology is really funny too, because it's kind of simplistic.
yeah,
Right, like it's like this really lovely sort of simplistic energy of that. So really love, like Scorpio is like on the one hand they can be like possessive and stuff, but they're also mysterious. So he
yeah,
probably wants you to know that he's more mysterious than you think he is. And like just so they're so cute. I
it's so
I
cute.
love cat
I
astrology.
mean, you got 2 cat lovers, 2 cat people doing a cat
Yeah.
reading where you could try. We're gonna see. But I also get this. It's interesting because I think of like, if I said to you, Kelly, I have miss you. I haven't seen you in so long. I miss when you used to come and make candles every day. We need to hang out. I'm going to make a plan so that we can hang out one day. Like that's coming from a really good place. It's not,
Yeah.
but it is like this desire, right? To like spend time with someone. So he does want more of your time. It's another thing. 4 of Swords shows up too. Four of Swords, I don't know where he sleeps or if he sleeps with you or if both cats sleep in your bed with you, but he wants to like sleep near you.
Mm.
Four of Swords to me is saying, like, I want to sleep near you. I want to nap near you. So I don't know if you allow him in the bedroom or, if, some people, like my cats go wherever they want, pretty much wherever they want, right? So they sleep wherever they want. But some people have rules like they don't let the cat in the bedroom or something like that. So, um, but if he wants to sleep near you, and so if I don't know if there's a situation with him and Feba where she's there and it's disturbing him, or she gets to sleep next to you and he doesn't, or something with the sleep pattern where he may be wanting to get more of that time with you, or it's another way for cats to show that they're family, that you're family with them, right? Is by sleeping near you. So
You know what you could do with that? One of the little tricks I've done with just getting a little cat bed and putting it on the sofa so they've got their bed kind of even when you're like watching TV and stuff. Sometimes, like, there you go. Like I've done that for a cat before, and they love that. Like, oh, I can like curl up and do my thing, and then you can kind of move the bed. Yeah, Hub's up there sleeping. Yeah. But then you can like kind of pick the bed up and move it around and you can do your thing. And especially if you're doing stuff, right? And they're
yeah.
like, no, I want to be on top of you. I need to be here with you. And if it's like I love that for sorts, as soon as you said that, I was like, oh yeah, he wants to be sleeping with you. I'm sure that cat wants to be in your dreamscape. And I
Yeah.
say that because Hep enters my dreams all the time.
Oh
Like
my
she'll
gosh.
walk across them like in a movie theater and I'm like what the
I love that.
totally. And
Yeah,
her brother used to do that too and they'll they when they're sitting there staring at you and you wake up and yeah,
yeah.
that's very much that energy. He's also got like if this is I'm not quite sure of what his I don't know where he was born but it looks like he's got a little Pisces action too which could be very much that as well like wants to that water, like kitty cats with all that, when they want to meld with you, they want to just
Mm,
blend
sweet.
in. But yeah, I would get like but for sleeping's a little bad. So, or if you're like doing stuff with the computer, getting another chair, I do this all the time for Hep. Here's a chair, here's a bed, here's something for you to do. So I can do my thing and you could be next to me and sleeping and doing your cat things. Really, really helpful.
Now, I'm telling you, there's like lots of fire energy with him, all that water sign. But here's what we've got: we've got Ace of Wands and we have Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands, I'm going to tell you, is relentless. He is not going to stop bothering you until you do this thing. This is like, I have to get to the top. I have to be the winner. I have to express myself. No, it's not too late to get a reading. We're still here. We've got a couple more after Kudrat, so not too late. Asked the question, is it too late? Um, so he's gonna keep bothering you or keep pushing or keep you know, pestering you.
Uh-oh. Pamita froze on me. Did she freeze on everybody else?
I'm my
There
back.
you're back.
Okay. Yeah, it says, oops, your internet connection isn't good. Yep, my Mercury retrograde is gonna be.
It's getting you. Starting with you first.
Yeah, so exactly. Seven of Wands, Ace of Wands. I think that fire energy, he's very motivated. He's very motivated to get your attention. He's very motivated. So he's going to keep pushing or be demanding of you. But it's not a bad thing. He's not sick. It's not anything like that. Look, there she comes.
Hi, come on. He's like yelling at it.
And then here we've got this beautiful strength card, which is
Oh,
it's interesting.
hello. The cat card of all the cards, the
I know,
strength.
I know. He feels like he's a lion. I think that's one of the things. He feels he's a lion in a cat's body, you know. He's definitely got that leader energy of the Leo part of that card, which is, to be he wants to be the boss. I think, Kudrat, I think one of the first readings we ever did was a reading about your cats. And I did get back then, he wants to be the boss, and it's still coming up again. So I don't think it extends to just Feba. I think it has to do with you too. Like he's like, you need to listen to me. I'm in charge here. He knows who the servant is and who the master
Yeah.
is, right?
I would say with all that fire, those fire cons, that relentless stuff that play with cats, especially cats that really are need a lot of attention. Playtime, designated playtime for them, 20 minutes, time it. Like look at the clock. I've done this with my cats, playing with them. It's like walking a dog.
Yeah.
It genuinely calms them down, de-stresses them, drains them some of that energy. It takes the zoomies away from them in the middle of the night. If they play with you, they will stay calm throughout the night. They will want to sleep next more, and it bonds them to you even more. So
Mhm.
all that really intense. I would highly recommend. Just
Yeah.
let's do playtime. Yeah, let's make sure let's get some of that out. And then doing it with both your cats, that kind of gets them to play together too and helps them
Yeah.
bond.
Yeah, and it can help them be less. I mean, I think Bruno can be a little competitive with Feba, and this can bond them a little bit more, make him not bully her, or if that's the situation. But he really does. He loves you, and he wants more of you. Is what I get from the whole
Yeah,
reading.
that's
It's
so
like there's
sweet.
this, yeah, there's this very sweet energy behind it all. So it's not, you may be picking up like this neediness that you're like, is he sick or is something wrong? But it's nothing wrong. He just needs more of you and more of your attention. So he's going
Yeah,
to
that little Scorpio, little Scorpio kitty. Yeah, he probably like wants to. I need to be there with you all the time. Really, really intense and passionate. That's
yeah.
so cute.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. All right. So thank you so much, Kudra. Thank you. Thank you. Next we have Bruce, then we have Helen, and then M is coming. So if you'd like to get a reading, you can too. All you have to do is make a donation for the seniors in Ukraine. $10 per card, 100% of the proceeds go to feed those seniors in Ukraine. Make your donation on Venmo, PayPal, or Super Chat. If you have questions about it, oh, and once you make that donation, come back here. Let us know where you donated, how much you donated, what your question is, and your birthday. Let us know your birthday so we can do the astrological. Miss Kelly can do the astrological part. Um, and then yeah, we'll do a reading for you. So absolutely, come on down. We still got a few more. Oh, Kudrat says thank you 1,000 times. That's very sweet. We're so grateful. We love doing a cat reading. If
Yeah,
you want to do a cat reading, maybe you want a reading for your cat. We just did one. We can do one for your pet, dog, cat, whatever you turtle,
yeah.
tarantula, whatever you got. We can do a reading. All right. So Bruce said one card reading, a question for CK. She wants to know how her lawsuit will resolve. Her son's Taurus, her rising sign is Virgo, her moon is in Aquarius. All right. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Oh, good. I love it. Card that came up is 10 of Pentacles. That's money. That's definitely money. That's like, I almost, when I think of 10 of Pentacles, I think of like a legacy. So I don't know if this lawsuit has to do with money that is owed to her or money that was inherited or anything like that. But this certainly has that energy of ancestors and money that comes down, that energy of that. So I would say, if she wants, this is a very positive card and certainly a positive card for getting money in your hand. So if that lawsuit is a money lawsuit, which most lawsuits are, it could be something else too. But if it's a money lawsuit, that's going to be money in her hand. But I would say to enhance this energy is to appeal to the ancestors as well for their assistance, their spiritual guidance and their assistance with this lawsuit. But it looks like the money in the hand is coming to her, particularly if it's something that feels like a legacy or feels like something that is owed to her. This is a very, very good sign. So 10 of Pentacles represents a stability as well. Like I love the earthy, grounded stability of 10 of Pentacles. It's long lasting, it's firm, it's standing on solid ground and having support around you. I also kind of feel like that supporter, the people around her as well. These like loving, supportive people that can be found family or the family, the real family or the found family around that are very, very supportive and there for you. But this really feels like that nice chunk of change that really stabilizes things, makes things smooth. It feels very open for that lawsuit to be a success for her. And if she wants to enhance or support or do anything magical about it, it would be to appeal to the ancestors. I can make a recommendation, like if she wants to burn a candle, there's that ancestor spirit candle, which is this like kind of round face candle. Get that in yellow or brown or green. Brown for court case success, yellow for success and money, or green for money. If it has to do with money, yellow or green. If it's just whatever court case, then get the brown to invite the ancestors to lend their support to this endeavor. Beautiful way to do that. Make a little offering to them through this candle, and they'll bless her with a kind of grounded support. I feel like this kind of energetic hug coming from the ancestors to say, like, it's going to work out okay. You're going to be okay.
That's nice. That's nice. I like that. Yeah, I would say I just kind of looking here. Venus, it looks like Venus is crossing the midheaven or getting ready to. So that's nice. That's usually some sort of success, financial success that's coming. And then in terms of like the ancestors, like Mars sitting in, again, in that 12th house area, and that's very much the ancestors, like connecting, like that's that area. So taking action, Mars says, take action about something. So that's where Mars is right now, asking her, take action in that arena of life, which is the psychic sort of netherworlds of life. I always do this when I'm talking about the 12th house, because it's sort of outside of our peripheral vision. That everything that's going on, that's hidden, that we can't quite see and put our, touch, and ancestors are part of that, that realm. And Mars is traveling through that arena. So yeah, taking action, lighting the incense, putting that bowl of water out, getting that beautiful candle and lighting it for them, and asking them to take action on your behalf. Everything always works both ways. So
yeah, I love that. I mean, I think when we're working with spirits, if you have a spirit like a deity or a spirit of the land or anything that you have never worked with before, then you do have to lead up to that with building that relationship beforehand. But the ancestors, you don't have to have that prelude before you start really working with them, because they already know you. Right? So that you could, I mean, it's nice, it's polite. Like, you wouldn't call a long lost aunt or uncle out of the blue and say, hi, I need you to do a favor for me. You reconnect with them for sure, but you don't have to build a relationship like you do with other spirits, because they already know you. So working with your ancestors, making an offering, a candle is a great offering. A candle is a great offering for any spirit, or even an offering for our dreams and our intentions.
Yeah.
It's great for that too. So yeah.
And the other cool thing about ancestors I've kind of recently realized was, they've already sort of been here. So there's nothing too little that you can ask them, or ask of them. Like they're like, of course.
Yeah.
I'm struggling to pay my rent, or something that you might feel like, you might think it's superficial, that you wouldn't necessarily go to some big spirit or deity with, but they're like, of course, because they've been there. They get it. Oh, you've got a crush on that person? Of course they want to get involved with that.
Yeah.
Because they know what that's like, right? Oh, you're trying to make something delicious to eat. Of course that they love getting involved in that kind of stuff. Oh, you're feeding yourself, they want to go grocery shopping with you. They want you to win the court case. Like, they love that stuff.
Yeah.
They love all the everyday stuff of life. They're all about it.
Yeah. I just remember my sweet mom. She used to like go, bring me your laundry and I'll fold your clothes for you. I'm like, Mom, you don't need to fold my clothes. No, I'd like to, like that's that love that they can express even in the afterlife. They can express it for us. I sure as heck would do, when I'm in spirit form, I sure as heck I'm going to help my kids, get what they want. And my grandkids, if that happens, it hasn't happened yet, but you never know. So yeah. Thank you so much, Bruce and CK. We're so glad to read for you. And I love that message for you. It's good, strong, really good. All right, next is Helen, and then M. If you'd like to get a reading, all you have to do is make a donation on PayPal, Venmo, or Super Chat. Once you make that donation, come back on here. Let us know how much you donated, where you donated, and what your question is, and what your birthday is, so we could do. Miss Kelly can do a little astro guidance too. Okay, Helen, a 2-card reading. Thank you so much for that little extra for the fees. That's so kind and generous of you. Thank you. Thank you. What's the focus for the rest of this month? All right. Let's see. 2 cards. Let's see. All right. Oh, I love it. All right. Oh, Helen, this is amazing. All right. So you've got 2 major arcana cards for the rest of the month. That means big stuff is happening the rest of the month. I kind of love this combo. It's High Priestess and the Devil. The devil is such an interesting card to me. When it comes up, people get, a little weirded out by it or freaked out by devil card coming up. Oh my gosh, does that mean bad things are going to happen? Does that mean, whatever? They start to can start to go someplace with the devil card. But the devil card represents this continuum of power. It is always about power with the devil, always about power. So it's about power imbalances or power, like where you are on that power spectrum. I'm going to say so not for you, Helen, but in general, when we're talking about the devil card, you, and we are all the villain in somebody's story. Did you ever think about that? It might be a correct assessment of the situation, but you know what? You're the villain in somebody's story. Mother Teresa is the villain in somebody's story. I don't care I mean, there's a lot of reasons she's a villain in a story, but everybody is going to be the villain in somebody's story, right? That's it across the board. What does that say about this? It says about us that perception is perception. It's not the reality. I'm not a villain. You're not a villain. We know we're not villains, but we're the villain in somebody's story. You took my man, or you did this, or you did that, and they have a narrative that they're creating about something to make you the villain. Okay, fine. As long as we get that out of the way, right? So we get that. So the devil card is about this spectrum of power. It can be anything or anyone where there's a power struggle. I'll give you some examples. Somebody says that you're the villain and you are like, I'm not the villain. They're the villain, right? There's a power struggle going on there. All right. Who's in charge? Who has power? Where's this imbalance that's happening? Have I given my power over to somebody else because I'm obsessively thinking about them, good or bad, right? Am I giving my power over to somebody by not asserting myself enough? It doesn't even have to be a person. It can be a thing. Am I letting sugar have a power over me? Am I letting alcohol have a power over me? Am I letting um, a situation out there have power over me? Assess that. Look at that. Well, that's what the high priestess is saying. Have wisdom about this power struggle that's happening in your life. You may go, I don't have any power struggles. I'm good with everybody. That's why I'm saying there's a power struggle there. There is a power struggle there. You may think I'm cool with everybody. I'm cool with this, but look a little bit deeper. There's a power struggle going on in your life. It may be internal. It may be you and your cravings or appetites. It may be you and your old messages that are in your head. It may be you and the world out there. But there's a power struggle going on. So the high priestess is telling you to come from deep spiritual wisdom to first observe what the power struggle is. Where's that power struggle? Right? What is that? There's a million things that it could be, but it is asking you to come from this very wise place to first observe that power struggle. And then how do we eliminate, blow it away, just like a blowing the little things off of dandelion. That's how easy it can be to get rid of that energy. When we start to see things from a higher perspective, that person is maybe not the enemy, or I don't even need to engage with that energy, right? I'm going to let go of that attachment that I have to something. I'm going to let go of that resentment. I'm going to let go of that um, thing that is making me obsess. And I'm going to look at things from a different perspective. I'm going to detach from it. So it is a really deep rest of the month for you. But what it does is like it brings back your power. High priestess, high priestess, high priestess is like DGAF. She does not care what anyone thinks about her, right? She does not care and does not engage in power struggles. She's doing her own thing. And when we do our own thing, we don't need to worry about what's happening out there. So it is such an interesting combination to see, but it's really your work to do, which is to look for where those power struggles are happening and do something about it, but do it something about it from a very high level spiritual place, which you are ready to do. Yeah.
I like that. I like that. I'm just gonna talk about that Mercury retrograde again because you've got that Leo rising today.
Well, this is a great time to go back to those old power struggles, right?
Yes. Well, and
Fix
Mercury's going to be sitting there in your, it's going to be in your 12th house. It wants to cross into your first, crossing over your ascendant. So it's bringing up again. I keep talking. The theme tonight is 12th house stuff. It's all the things that are hidden, all our fears, all the stuff in our subconscious, the stuff we don't really necessarily think about and when in our conscious waking lives, right? And Mercury is kind of going backwards in that area and asking you to rethink. So if if it has to do with power struggles, and you're tapping into this reading, then that's what you're being asked to do. And High Priestess is very emblematic of the 12th house, right? It's being connected to the other side, being connected to a place that I don't necessarily see, going beyond the veil, right? Behind the veil. And Mercury retrograde is asking you to do that, right? Where are you going to connect? And it's going to be doing that over the next month for you. And then all that stuff you learn, it crosses your ascendant and brings it into consciousness again, and brings it out into the world. So yeah, the next few weeks is doing the thing,
Yeah.
doing the journaling, doing the assessment, doing the just looking within. And I love that, asking yourself, whose story am I the villain in? Or where am I the villain, or where am I the villain in my own life? Even, where do I sabotage myself?
Yeah. I
Where
mean,
do I undo things?
I
Yeah.
said that and with all love, and that it's like it's perspective. The whole reason I brought that up, right, is that we are engaged in some power struggle, even if we don't realize we're engaged in a power struggle. But that's the same thing. You may have an obsession about somebody or something that they don't even know that you're doing that, right?
Yeah.
Right. So where does something have power over you? I mean, I think of like what comes up for me is like the state of the world creates fear in me, right? So that is, I think it's good to be informed, but at some point you have to go, all right, yes, I have to have the energy to deal with what's going on out there, which needs to be dealt with. But I'm not going to have the energy by being fearful. I'm going to have that energy by coming within myself, finding joy in my immediate circle in my life, creating a better situation, being conscious and aware and creating better situations for every being that I come in contact with. Absolutely. But I'm not going to go to that place that I have no control over and start like letting it take my energy, right? That's an imbalance of power. Which I would say is probably a strategy. Make you afraid so that you're ineffective. I don't want to be
Oh,
afraid.
for sure. It's a
Effective.
huge strategy.
Uh-huh. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
What's been written about that? Yeah.
Yep.
Keep
So
everybody off balance. Yes. Yeah.
yeah.
Stay in
So
balance.
so to keep that that energy for the action that you need to take. You got to like fill your tank. What fills your tank, right? That's taking back your power. So it's requiring of you some introspection of that high priestess, and the retrograde's perfect for that. Revisit things, look at things that you weren't, and that 12th house stuff is like, look at things that are you haven't looked at before, right? Look
Yeah,
under the hood on all of it.
absolutely. Yeah.
My gosh. Um, you guys are so cute. I see Bruce said thank you. Oh my gosh, you guys, we're so grateful for
Mhm.
you. We're so grateful for you donating so we can donate this your generous donations. We can take them over to Sabotan Harbor. And if you want to see, by the way, if you want to see, um, let's see, I can do it now. It's working. There we go. You did it for me. If you want to see the seniors that you're helping, just add Yulia, who runs Sabotan Harbor. She's in charge. Go check out her Facebook page. She has a Facebook page. She also has a Yulia Subotina photo is her because she's a photographer as well. That's her Instagram handle. But if you go over and check out her Facebook, you'll see the seniors that you're helping, and she'll post as soon as we send this money. She goes and buys the groceries. It's Monday, early Monday morning in Ukraine right now, and so she'll be buying groceries today with the money you donated. All right, next is M, and if you'd like to get a reading, all you have to do is make your donation on PayPal, Venmo, or Super Chat. We got a last call because M is the last one on our list. So if you want to get a reading now, it's now or never, folks. If you're watching and you're like, nah, I think I'd like a reading, you got to do it now or wait till next week. And next week, Miss Kelly won't be here. So if you want that astrological info, you got to do it now.
And put your birthday up there if you want.
Yeah,
You don't have to. It's not required, but
not required. But then you'll get that little astrological advice. Otherwise, it'll just be generic astrological advice about what's happening. But she can personalize it for you and your chart. So take advantage of that. All right. So I think she means you, Em. If you want to share your birthday, right? You don't have Em's birthday on file.
yeah. Or your sign, if you just, or your sun sign, that's fine.
Sun, moon, and rising sign. If you know that, anything you want to share, that's going to be helpful. All right. So cards on my love life. I've been seeing messages and dreams about Jay and hoping we might reconnect in person. Well, retrograde is good for reconnecting.
Yeah.
Not sure if it feels anything. Let's see. Let's see what we see about all of that. Interesting. Okay. The feeling that your experience with Jay, because the first card that comes up is the Hierophant. And Hierophant energy, I get that with the Hierophant energy, there's something about like a spiritual lesson or learning something. And Hierophant tends to be very retrograde, by the way. When we think about, like what the Hierophant represents is traditional learning, right? Learning a tradition. That is a retrograde thing, going back to the past and seeing what people in the past did. So I get this feeling like the Hierophant is spiritual lessons or spiritual knowledge. For the two of you to be together, there has to be a lesson that was learned about your experience before. And I do feel like it's for both of you. For both of you to come together, you have to learn about what your part in that relationship and what made it fall apart, and then integrate that lesson. So it's not good enough to say, gosh, in that relationship I was too this, or I was not enough this. But are you working to like work on that shadow? I'm not saying that the particular that you I'm going to give an example, but I'm saying this is not necessarily you. But let's say, oh, I was in that relationship and I was very fearful of losing somebody. So I held on very tight and I was very clingy and I felt like I needed a lot of reassurance because maybe I was anxious about that relationship. Did I learn and integrate the lesson? The lesson is not just, oh, I see that I was anxious and that made me clingy because I had fear about that relationship. But it's going deeper. Where is that fear really coming from? Is that fear really coming from your childhood? Is that fear coming from a relationship that you had before? Is that fear coming from a past life, right? There can be so many places that these reactive sort of behaviors happen, but you have to look at what your part in it was, and Jay has to look at their part of it. If he feels, if he has learned what his part is intellectually, but has he gone and done the work to like go, I know how to do it differently. Um, yeah. Okay, so in that, yeah, so in that relationship, that reconnection, even if the relationship was not officially romantic, there was something in that relationship. So, what was the lesson that was learned? Is it that you need to be more proactive? Maybe that was your part of it. Or maybe it was that you need to be more direct, right? Or maybe it's that um, maybe it's that uh, something else, right? But it is like, what is the lesson that was learned on your part, or what is the lesson that was learned on his part? Now, just going to you, what was the lesson? What was your part and why this didn't happen or only happened in this very light way? Never dated, but we danced and had moments. What was your part in that that prevented it from coming to full fruition? Take some examination. Even if he is not doing his part of looking at why things never move forward, you looking at that can be a lesson that you now take going forward, whether you go forward with him or you go forward with someone else. What is it? Were you building up this thing that was out of balance where you saw more in it than he did? Um, did you put too much focus on him when there was other opportunities around too? There's some exploration that is going to happen here and some integration of some lesson that is the Hierophant. Now, 8 of Cups shows up next. I think there's something really beautiful about this. 8 of Cups is really deciding for yourself what you want and knowing that you're worthy to ask for what you want. So, let's say the lesson is, gosh, I was really investing in this relationship that really was sort of just a flirtation or didn't go anywhere. But I now see that I was building a fantasy about, let's just say that's it. I'm not saying that's your lesson, but let's just say that is, right? Now, I need to know that what I want is worthy. I want someone that's more proactive, or I want someone that pursues me, or I want someone that is on board to move forward or is going to move forward quickly. It is worthy to ask for that for yourself. That's what 8 of Cups is, finding your heart's desire, that one missing cup that's going to give you everything. So I think he was like this, like he represented for you some amazing possibilities. But are you worthy of having a relationship that goes forward? Absolutely. Are you worthy of having a relationship that with someone who is showing up for you and not just in and out and vague? You're deserving of that. That's what 8 of Cups is about. So this is a really interesting combination because it's like I'm integrating the lesson, and then I'm realizing that what I want, I'm worthy of having. And when you decide that your desires are worthy of having, the universe will deliver either through him or through someone else. And you don't need to worry about which one. Honestly, you don't need to worry about where it comes from. The point is that you're focused on getting the whole banquet, which is the 9 of Cups. I want a little bit of everything. I'm not going to sacrifice something for the other part. right? Like, I think not in this particular scenario, but I think of like people who are in a relationship where they're not getting their needs met, but then the person is so good, right? They're such a good person, or they have so many qualities, but you're not getting a need met. And if you're asking for that need, I mean, give everybody a chance, right? I need this. I'm looking for this. That's the healthiest place you can be, is to be saying, this is what I'm looking for. Put it out there. I'm looking for a boyfriend. See what he says, right? I'm looking for a serious relationship. See what he says. If he goes, great, so am I. Off you go into the sunset. If he's like, that's not what I'm looking for, great. Someone else will be the one that delivers. Then you have the power in all of this. You have the power because you're clear on your vision of what you're looking for. And does this puzzle piece fit? No. Okay. Next, where's the puzzle piece that fits? I'm going to look for that puzzle piece. I'm not going to try and shoehorn a piece that doesn't fit into the puzzle, right? So that's what this is about. Yeah. But there's something really deep about this relationship where you have an opportunity to learn from this experience. Both of you do. But it's being clear about what it is that you're looking for so that you can express that to others, including him, and then see what he says. My gosh, could you imagine? I mean, it's a bold thing to do, to say to someone, hey, I'm looking for a boyfriend. I'm looking for a serious
She's an
commitment.
Aquarius. She's bold.
That's true. Aquarius will say. That's great. Yeah.
It's got a lot of that. It's got Aquarius, Sag, and Gemini energy. Really, that fire and air, and Sag Moon and Aquarius Sun, both Gemini rising, both really, all three of those things really like freedom and liberation, and really crave being able to be their own person, and they need to. Oh, that energy really needs to be able to sort of move when they want to move, right? And it can be very flirty and fun, but it really it looks for the ability to feel free, to feel liberated. So this guy's going to need to make you feel like that, like you can go on an adventure together, especially with this Sag Moon. Like you really need to feel like I could go on an adventure with this person. So right now, the planet Venus is crossing your rising sign. So love wants to enter your life. Like you've been feeling that. It's been sitting there in the background, and now it's coming into your life. It's coming into your life, and you just have to act on it. So that whole, I love that, just ask, right? Just even asking the universe, just bring love in, right? Where do I go? But
Yeah.
that sad Gemini quality that you've got going on in your chart it's really great, and it's so fun, and I would really encourage you to do the impulsive thing. Aquarius Sun might hold you back a little bit from being too impulsive, but do it. Like just ask, like go out, jump out, do it.
I mean, that is such a great point, which is that we need to like really come from the place, not only just asking the person, but asking the universe. And sometimes we don't know what we want. And so we don't ask even the universe for what we want. So it's about getting clarity and knowing what is going to be your heart's desire. And being bold enough to say to the universe, I would like to have a relationship with a person who has these qualities, right?
Yeah.
And or to say, like, what kind of relationship are you looking for? Are you looking for a fun fling? Are you looking for a serious commitment? Are you looking for something that you want to like explore? Whatever it is, there's no wrong answer there, but you being clear about what you looking for is the key, right? That's the key. So
Yeah.
oh my gosh, yeah. So I feel like there's something deep there.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yes.
good, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. Now see if he follows you. See if he hearts your now post things on Instagram. That's a great
Right.
test, right? When you follow somebody on Instagram and they follow you back or they look at your thing, you should be posting things and see if he comments on, and post things that are like inviting for people to comment on, things about your
Yeah.
life or whatever your theme is for your Instagram. But yeah. Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah.
All right, you guys. Well, we made $210 tonight because of you guys and your generous donations. I want to say a big thank you to Em and Helen,
Act
Bruce,
on the spark,
and
Em. Like she wrote something, act on the spark.
Back on the Spark. Yeah. Bruce and CK, Kudrat and Bruno, Adrija, Devon, Seasick Music, Jessica. We want to say thank you to all of you. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Thank you to the Love Witch in the background. And thank you to Miss Kelly. Amazing Miss Kelly. Speaking of Instagram, if you want to get Miss Kelly's attention, you have to follow her on Instagram, post cute things, post pictures of cats.
Yes. Like, oh, cats.
And then you'll get a heart, and then you'll go, oh, Miss Kelly likes me. But it's not you, it's the cat. Sorry.
The cat.
We love the cats. We love the cats. Follow Miss Kelly Magic on Instagram, and you can see all that she's up to. If you're in Southern California area, you do a lot of vending at markets, right?
I do a lot of different events. Yeah.
What do you got coming up? Anything that?
I was gonna do the rock and roll flea, but I'm not gonna do that till next month. So the rock and roll flea market in August, I'll probably be doing that. That's a really fun event. That's in downtown LA, in an old movie theater.
Yeah.
One of Pam's friends puts that on, Liz.
Yeah, she's a big deal in the music community here.
Yeah, she's really cool.
She's very cool, and she does all these amazing events. So the rock and roll flea market sounds like a fun time.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good one for you to be going at, because it's not going to be a bunch of it's going to be a bunch of other things, but people like to get that magic, and so it's not going to be over inundated with people doing the same thing or too much of the same. It'll be lots of different things there, so it'll be fun. All right, everybody, we'll see you next week. Next week we'll have the Love Witch in front of the camera doing something, oracle reading, charm casting, who knows, the Love Witch, it could be anything. I'll be doing tarot, and we'll be back here next week. If you are watching this and you're like, oh my gosh, what the heck, how can I do this? It happens at 6 p.m. Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, 9 Eastern on YouTube every Sunday, except for the first Sunday of the month. We might start a little bit later, like 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, or 9:30, depending on 6:30 Pacific, 7:30 Mountain, etc. So come and join us. Come and hang out with us. You can come and watch, listen. You can get a reading done. You can just hang out and listen. We're happy to have it all. We're so grateful to you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I am exhausted. I had a fun party yesterday, but I didn't sleep very well afterwards. We were talking about it before, and I'm really tired. Ready for dinner. Going to take a bath, get in my PJs, watch some shows, have a cozy evening. I hope you guys have a cozy evening, whatever you're doing. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you, Miss Kelly. Oh my gosh, it's so great to see you as always.
Good to be here.
Yeah. Well, and then don't forget, another thing, while we've got Miss Kelly here, I want to tell you, the Witch Collective zine is by Miss Kelly. My gosh, we didn't even talk about that.
I know, I was scared. Here's one.
Here's one here. We
did one about the moon. The last one was about protection, prosperity coming up next.
Yeah, so we've got the last 4 issues. We still have some in stock. You can get them at the Parlor of Wonders, and it's a really fun magazine that she invites contributions. So if you have a little idea of something you'd like to share around prosperity magic, reach out to Miss Kelly, because it could be part of the next issue. She has so many wonderful witches working together, and it's like such a beautiful, it's so punk rock, like the DIY thing. I love it. There we go. Get the scene here. Yay. There you go. And we've got all 4 issues. Not all 4 issues. We've got the last 4 issues. You've had 8 or 9 issues by now.
Yeah. We're doing it for a couple of years. Yeah.
Yeah. So the next issue is going to be prosperity. I promise you, I will do something, Miss Kelly, I haven't done. I'm going to put it on my calendar along with contacting Devon. It's going to be on my calendar. No offense, you guys. My life is like, I'm so behind on every aspect of my life. I just folded the last month's worth of laundry that has been sitting there clean, but not folded.
Mine's in a stack in my room. I just lay everything back on the stack.
Oh my gosh. This is my life. Welcome to my world. All right, you guys have a great week, everyone. We'll see you next week at 6 p.m. Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, 9 Eastern for our Tarot for Kindness. And we hope to see you then. Oh, look, someone's scanning the QR code. Someone's going to buy us. Woohoo. There's such a great, a fun thing to have, great thing to have, and a collectible too.
Yeah.
The older ones now, you can't get them anymore. I
Yeah.
have those.
Once they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. Have a great week, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.